But I believe I do actually have Leaf with me. So Leaf, let's have a chat about this game. I'm not
Yeah,
going to be able.
I didn't want to
Welcome,
watch you hang
yeah,
out
well,
there, Jack.
welcome, Leaf. Usually, I'm very used to Leaf being the host of every show that we're both on. But the roles have been reversed today, and you're going to be back to casting. Are you looking forward to
Yeah,
that?
yeah. This is nice. I don't have to do any of the work. I just yell at Carball and you have to entertain everyone. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. I've got a newfound respect for the hosting role after this. Although I did already have a lot of respect. I think hosting is extremely difficult. Leaf does a great job with it.
Don't give
But
him any credit,
I,
Johnny.
I
How
was about
dare
to say,
you?
Oh
Lawler,
yeah,
is
yeah.
is back. So Lawler, yeah, sorry that we can't show off your new haircut for the stream today. My bad on
Bro,
that one. Um,
COVID has been taking a toll, and I needed to lop it off, man. It was bad.
Yeah, mine definitely could use a little bit trimming as well, but for now, just got to stay as is. But guys, if you're ready to get into the game, then I'm definitely ready to get into the game. So I'm sure that the stream are pretty sick of hearing me talk. But
Johnny, I feel like that's the most incorrect statement you could have ever said. I don't think the chat will ever get tired of you.
We'll
Let's be
see.
real.
We'll see. I think I disagree. I think if I keep talking for much longer, they're gonna want to have my head. But I'm gonna let you guys take us on away at 72 pin connector against Affinity 3v3 to kick off Fusion NA. Guys, take it away.
Yeah, well, he kind of covered a lot of the basis there, chat, but I guess we can dive into the actual teams here. I was following 72 PC for a bit on their just spectacular run during the qualifiers, just running house through literally everyone, including G2. I mean, that went to game 5, but 72 PC is looking good with this format, mostly because their ones has been phenomenal with Lion Blaze.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's an understatement.
like what's going on? That's crazy. Like there are like 3 people that have just been tearing through it, and Lion Blaze is one of them.
Yeah, he's been playing really well, and that's kind of the exciting thing about Fusion as a whole. Is yes, we are covering 3v3s, but you're seeing a different dynamic brought each and every game, and the ability to. And I think my favorite part about this format is these are now best of sevens, and if a player is not playing well in their specific situation, in this case, Lion Blaze and ones, you can swap somebody out and give us like an entirely different dynamic. So there's been a lot of really exciting things that have been happening throughout this tournament. And I think my favorite thing is, yes, with the close qualifiers, we got to see threes, twos, and ones. I could never find myself being bored in any series, no matter what, because we always got a different dynamic.
Yeah, I think what's really cool here is it's showing a lot of people that maybe they should start getting better at ones as well. They because this that changed this entire. I mean, we saw big guns even dropping out like NRG because and that wasn't unexpected either, right? Like that wasn't unexpected because we look at the team. We're like, there are better ones players out there. These guys will be good at threes, but they've also been a slump. This format's going to change absolutely everything.
Yeah, I mean, Dino Divine in overall picture has 100% been a similar situation with J Russ. His ones game has really carried them through. So honestly, I don't know how threes is going to go for them. I definitely have concerns. Their threes results have not been the greatest, but they have also been playing some really talented teams. So I think this is a really good opportunity for 72 pin connector to start out with an early lead. So we'll see how it goes, but my eyes on Magic Bear, 100%.
Yeah. On the other hand, it's like I mean, we've seen Affinity for a while now, showing that they're good on the field. Like Jordan is nuts. You're talking about you said Magic Bear. You've seen him on the field, looking incredible too. Percy's a great player. If those 3 have just a good day today, if all 3 of those players on, 72 PC actually could end up losing this series. I still put it in the favor of 72, but Affinity is definitely not a team I'd count out in this.
No, I mean
matchup.
they were the team that made it all the way through rival series. Like they provided over the course of 8 weeks that they were the best team in the RLRS. That's why they got the auto promotion. A lot of that reason is Magic Bear. He's a freak, to say nicely. He is very, very talented in every capacity that they've been playing. So even though he gets a lot of the spotlight, you cannot take away from both Jordan and Percy. Both very talented players. The one concern I have, though, is, will it translate into threes against some of these higher level teams? The nice thing is they're starting off with a familiar opponent. This is not a team that they are going to be surprised by. They played against them all throughout league play, so assume scrims carried through as well.
Well, here we are. We have some Fusion Rocket League ready for you guys. The 3v3 bracket starting us off. Affinity versus 72 pin connector. 72 on the blue side, Affinity on the orange, and Affinity was looking for an early goal to try to get this pace started. They heard us talking about the favor being on the side of 72 PC, and they say, no, we're going to control the game right from the get-go. 2 scoring opportunities within the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, that first one actually could have been a goal, but front of the box, no momentum going into it, just barely missed out. You see Democat moving this the other way with pressure from Jordan. Looks like he's going to leave it, go for the bump. A shot from Jacob, and a great start here for 72 PC.
There it is, a quick turnaround, you know, maybe a bit too much aggression from Affinity that they end up just losing sight of where their opponents are. And it just, a bad touch turns into a goal, and now they know what they're up against.
Hey man, Democat already living up to his name. Going straight for a bump as we get back into the game. Only 40 seconds gone, 72 PC up by 1. Ball played across over to Magic Bear. Gonna try to play this down to Percy. A shot blocked by Lion Blaze. Great play from him. But another immediate shot, barely saved and pushed out of the way. But they're keeping it close. Ball in front of the net. Another shot put to the corner. Just trying to buy some time for Percy. Kicks mid and should be allowing for Democat and the rest to play this out. But a little bit panicky here so far, Leaf.
Yeah, no, even on the defense side, too, from 72 PC, it was definitely looking a little bit scattered, and I'm surprised Affinity wasn't able to punish that. You even saw Mr. Jakov on the goal line barely keeping one out, and it just took him so long to struggle to even find any kind of semblance of defense after that. But now they've got control again. They can turn it around and try to turn the formation into offense. Affinity really needs to punish when those mistakes are happening if they want to bring this back to a tight game. Good touch from Lion Blaze. We'll try to get 72 on offense, but it's a little bit back and forth, ping pong across that midfield right now. It's both teams looking just to maintain possession. It might be 72 PC that's going to start that. They can keep it at mid, but no. The ball was way too high, and they'll have to try again on that offense.
Yeah, other than the first goal, it's been relatively even, and you're going to see that, I think, until they settle in. There's a lot of boom ball going back and forth.
Yeah.
No real resemblance of possession, but again, just trying to figure each other out. That's always how game one usually goes, unless we have a really convincing progression from one team. So pass play starting to develop here from Affinity as they put a shot on target, just barely missing. Percy's still there, applying pressure. Ends up giving possession away, but met in the midfield by Jordan. He pushes it back into the blue half. Just trying to see if they can work one mid, but it gets stopped out. Democat able to move the other way.
2.5 minutes pass by now. No answer from Affinity. Possibility here, though. Magic Bear off the backboard, but no follow-up from the third. Jordan's going to wait back, try to get control. Uses not a teammate, but himself to try to move it past mid, but a demo coming in from Lion Blaze kills any chance to move that up onto the offense. And now 72 PC on the attack. Lion Blaze with a shot just wide. Follow-up from Demo, and that's a shot on target. 2-goal lead with 2 minutes left. Affinity still looking for an answer.
Really good start as well. The unfortunate double commit there on the defense. But one thing to give credit 72 for is not only do they lead the charge, but they follow up with everybody else, whether it's a bump, a demo, and then a response shot. They've been on point and first to the ball. So it's paying off for them here as Percy gets an opportunity against the line. He's just going to fake challenge it and force the player to throw away the possession. Should be an easy clear. As Jacob moves downfield. Feels kind of weird not seeing Jacob with that foam hat.
Yeah, it's just wrong somehow. He's hit his final form now, though. Maybe it lets him see better because, again, 72 PC's been looking real good, but an answer finally gets himself on the scoreboard. Magic Bear with the goal to put Affinity only down by 1.
Yeah, really weird read for the guys on the back end. You can see Jacob just kind of eyeing it up there. He has that expectation of Jordan to play it across, but he ends up just following it in suit and kind of getting out of the way. So it lofts its way in front of the net, makes an easy shot, no challenge. Back within 1, like you stated, as Jacob's going to go for something a little bit cheeky here. Does play it across, but Jordan reads it perfectly and gets a 50 in midfield. Going to neutralize the situation a little bit. Takes the corner, bounces out. It's a high lofted play into the midfield. Magic just kind of watching it from below.
Yeah. Seems to be the story for both teams right now. That last two sentences you just said, the ball being lofted and then everyone kind of watching it. It seems like one person just taking their turn from either team right now, sending the ball back and forth. That's all it really is. We've seen both teams kind of just have a grounded and slower play right now, but it's not a team play. It's just like neither team has woken up yet.
I will address the elephant in the room if you guys are a little bit confused up at the top with the scoreboard. Yes, they are backwards. Yes, we are aware. And yes, it is being fixed.
Oh, I thought you were about to make fun of my weight through quarantine here. Can't help it, guys. I like snacks.
Snacks pretty good, man.
Now with 30 seconds left, Affinity only 1 goal down. Based off this gameplay so far, they could throw one in there if they just put a little pressure on. Because, I mean, again, 72 PC's defense has been a little, I don't know, lazy, I suppose.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's really anything forced happening. It's more so that they're just purposely hitting the ball away from them.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple times like this from Affinity, like, yeah, they're on defense, they're just trying to clear it quickly. And that's sometimes kind of the hit and chase meta. We see it a lot in OCE region. But it's just a good way to immediately alleviate pressure. But for 72 PC, they're able to make their opportunities count, and they go up by 1. So well done by 72 PC here. Good start for them, and a lot of it on the back of Democat.
Yeah, again, game number 1, both teams taking some time to warm up. You can tell it was a close series, but neither team was generating the craziest of offense right now. A lot of team plays were missing from this. We know both these teams can connect with each other. We've seen it throughout the qualifiers, and right now, again, you know, a lot of times it was just sending the ball down the other end. So maybe they felt each other out now, and they can start to connect with each other. Start to look for some more passing plays and give us some highlight stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it, and people with the OCE situation, it's like it's an easy way to alleviate pressure. Yes, you're throwing possession, but it does allow you to crash really hard. And in a region
there's definitely a place for it.
Yeah, that plays super aggressive. It's not always the worst idea when you have teammates or players from the opposing team constantly aggressing on you. It's a good way to get a counter tackle, and it's a really easy way to alleviate rather than the controlled play. And I think in NA, when people are a little bit more mechanically heavy, you have the ability to control a little bit more. And that's where I want to see these guys shine. Both these teams have shown they have a ones player that is extremely talented. And rather than smacking it, if they choose to trap the ball, go for a dribble, it's going to open up some of those opportunities. And worst case scenario, it's going to force somebody out on defense.
Heading into game number 2. 72 PC up by 1 in the series. Of course, that can change if Affinity pace it up real quick. They only lost by 1 goal. It was 2-1 scoreline if you missed the first game. Now, early on, we still again see most of the players on the field grounded. Affinity looked for the early attack, but 72 PC clearly finds himself onto offense. A nice
and on the orange team.
And the right side now.
Small things make a huge difference, Lee. It's crazy.
What, being on the right team?
He's going to take that one all the way across. Yeah, Democat there, but decided to follow it as well. Kind of need to be careful of that. 2 players coming in the same area, but here it is. Blind Blaze taking that solo play. It's kind of what I wanted to see, but his second touch. Forced inside, nobody there waiting, so possession goes back in favor of Affinity. With a minute gone by, it seems to be a little bit of a transition on who's on offense for the majority of the game.
Right now, both teams taking turns being on offense. Physical play coming out. You mentioned it before. We saw a little bit in game number 1. Already a lot more in the first minute of game number 2. Both teams try to find that opening because, again, they know it's just this back and forth right now. They know that if they keep banging it downfield, the same situation is going to happen. So they have to try to open up those opportunities for their teammates to follow through. If you take a player off the field, well, 3-2, you sit at an advantage at that point, but a chance now. Lion Blaze tried for the hard shot. Demo's going to follow it up. Not sure how that went in. I think it went off the nose of one of the 72 PC players.
Yeah, Magic Bear's on his rotation back, and he's just trying to jump and figure out the timing, but he knows he made a mistake. He comes to a complete halt.
Yeah.
They're going to want that one back, so they are starting to mix it up a little bit, but getting punished for a mistake, as should be. Ball back and forth in the midfield. Jordan has the ability to go for a solo, flicks it past one, but defender's still there. But a double commit like that, those are the ones that I'm kind of worried about. You already have a player in corner and with boost deny, but you still send one to that same area. It makes it really easy for these saves to come out. For them to move back the other way. Magic Bear is going to take this one and blast it to the left side. Percy plays it back to Jordan. Can Jordan get a touch on it? He does, but read by Democat.
That's what I like to see, though. We're starting to get some of those passing plays from Affinity. As they look for each other. You know, they're getting fizzled out here and there, but if you can start looking for each other around that midfield line with the passing plays, you can hold possession so much better because you control those boosts and you can move in with boost steals, pass the ball or all around that defense for 72 PCs. Could have a hard time maintaining control or regaining control. And that's what you need for offense.
Yeah, and to kind of double down on that, they have been doing a relatively good job of trying to get some possession, but any of those pass plays or any time they start to develop, players are challenging early. They are getting to the midfield as quickly as possible to stop it from developing in the first place. And I mean, case in point, the only goal we've gotten is one mistake from Magic Bear on his rotation back.
Pass play down center. Percy with the shot. Jordan will have to clean it up as Percy got shut out at mid. Now Demo tries to turn this one around, but a misread. Puts it back to mid. A Demo on net from Demo himself, and Lion Blaze going to send one home to a wide open net.
Yeah, Democat does a really good job. He actually gets up early for that challenge. He's trying to force that 50-50 mid, but it's not there. He gets beat to the ball, so his first immediate action is, what can I get out of this position? I'm out of place. I'm not in the right spot. And just beelines for that last man back. The biggest threat, the only one who can clear the ball, and wide open as you stated. So good start here to 72 PC, up by 2 now. As Lion Blaze gets past 1, Jacob's going to be able to get another, make it up by 3.
That's it. I saw this coming. The second Lion Blaze got this 50 right there, it was all over. You get that 1v1 situation and possession for Lion Blaze. Percy stands no chance. The follow-up from Jacob, that's a straight goal from the midline there.
Yeah, bud.
Okay.
I mean, the way you said right there.
I have a bit of a Canadian accent, so what? But what a shot!
Okay.
Jacob, please, with a 4th goal. You don't even need it with 1:30 left. A double tap from the most impossible angle. Woo! Jacob is feeling it now in game number 2.
One might say he threw a spinaroonie or two in there, eh?
You're called with the spinaroonie.
That was clean. That was really clean. Good shot from him. 72 PC seems to be warming up. This is kind of where we're waiting for in game 2. Be tough to bounce back for Affinity, but got to find a way to get that control. Pace has definitely been in favor of 72 PC. This ball played off the backboard. Shot opportunity for Jordan, plays it down low. Fortunately, not enough boost in the tank to put any power behind that. Magic Bear tries to go for the pre-jump, ends up clearing it down the other way. Percy gets a good touch into midfield. 50 push behind, see what he does with it. Plays it across, actually ends up hitting Demo instead. He didn't even have a teammate over there.
Yeah, I mean, use every resource possible, and if it includes your opponents, you may as well. Almost a scoring opportunity there with 42 seconds left. This would just be sealing the deal at this point. As Affinity sits quite behind it in the scoreline, and this probably won't help here. Jordan needs the 50. It rolls to the net. Can they get a counterattack? Possibly, but no boost on Percy. It's going to probably kill that play as Demo just gets in the faces of both Jordan and Percy. Now it's going to be Magic Bear left to hold that midline. He does at least 1 goal maybe on the goal. I don't know where else you put it, but they need at least 1 goal. With 10 seconds left, I feel like this is getting more and more dire, and heading into game number 3, the situation is looking much worse as 72 PC has definitely woken up.
Yeah, really difficult towards the end there, especially when you have a 4-goal lead. You just pack the box. Doesn't matter how many shots you put on net. When you've got 3 goalies all channeling their inner Gibbs, it's going to make it pretty difficult to score.
Yeah, no, the pace has changed a lot here. I mean, we saw, again, specifically each player just looking like they're speeding up on the side of 72 PC. It was definitely a slow-paced first game from both teams. But now in game number 2, it was 72 PC that woke up. And that's not what Affinity wants. They're already down a game in the series. Now they have to head to match point. It's just, that's not what you wanted. You want to take control of that game number 2. And it's now do or die. I mean, like, Affinity has to have some sort of pace up in game number 3 if they want to win this, because if they don't, it's already over at this point.
Yeah, the difficulty is, I mean, you're still looking at the stats. Obviously, chat can't see it, but shots were even. It was 7-7 apiece. So the big difference, though, is it is 72 PC getting a little bit more creative with their shots, the working midfield. And the big thing is with everybody kind of just playing boom ball, demos are available. A lot of the times you're seeing from 72 PC is a demo is opening up because they're leaving people that have been double committing on offense out of play. So there's only one back, makes it relatively easy. And even with being put out of position, I mean, the one that happened very early on last game, he challenged the ball that he could not get to first. Despite that, he still gets a demo on the goalie. It opens up an opportunity. And that's kind of been the story, is they're just taking advantage of their opportunities much better.
Chat, let us know your thoughts. Spam Johnny Boy's chat 1 if you think Affinity can bring this back, 2 if it's all but over. 72 PC takes this. An early attack. He's got Demo. Flip reset. Is going to go to Demo. He tries to snake it in the corner there, but a last second save from Jordan early on in game number 3. They keep themselves going. 30 seconds in. An early attack is making it look like this is still in 72 PC's favor when it comes to momentum.
It's just frustrating. Those are the opportunities they have. They had to commit a shot on, and just like that, they get scored on. And that's going to be the issue, is it's just so much more conventional for 72 PC. Every single time they get a scoring opportunity, it's with pace and with pressure. While they make a mistake on defense, they double commit. Affinity has the ability to carry that the other way and just results in nothing. They had a 1v3. A couple seconds later, they get scored on. So very difficult as Jacob's going to take this up and over. But not going to work out as one player is able to get back in time. Shot on target, another double commit, but a demo should relieve some of the pressure. But Jacob's there. He is able to play back around, trying to go for a back pass to Demo. Can Demo take the shot? He plays it on target. Saved by one, but line blaze up again. Able to put that down light. Pushed away by Percy. So defense from Affinity showing up here.
Yeah. That offense probably could have lasted longer, but Jacob got a little ambitious. He's like, I want this goal now. I can see them starting to struggle, but Affinity put it in the right spot to get it out of their zone and bought themselves a little more time. But look how quickly this attack resumed on the side of Blue, on the side of Affinity. A 72 PC knows that they've paced up. They know that they're speedier in the air right now, so they're just keeping the ball in the air, and that's keeping it out of possession from Affinity. You know, we don't have a straight shot at net, put it off the backboard. My teammate will come for it. They'll put it off the backboard again. We'll slowly drain the boost, and eventually we're going to find a goal. And right now it's that slow grind down of Affinity's defense that 72 PC is looking for.
Still getting some pass plays, but I mean, you're exactly correct, Leaf. The ability to just beat these guys with the ball, the more they play it in the air, the more boost that's being expended, the more they have to put themselves out of pace. And you see it. I mean, most of these challenges are with less than 30 boosts, so you can tell Affinity is definitely struggling because of the pace that is being dictated here by 72 PC. And honestly, at this point, if you can't beat them, the best way to do it is don't. Just stand the ground. No, let them go for it. Let them expend their boost to go for it.
You're just telling them to give up. I'm like, that's the worst.
No. And just sit there and wait for the play to develop, because every time they try to expend it, they're just putting themselves in a bigger detriment.
Now with 2.5 minutes left. Pace still being dictated by 72 PC.
What a save.
Affinity going for the solo plays. If that can get center, Percy might have a shot. Jacob gets in the way, but straight down. Magic Bear going for a read, but nobody touches it. So he's going to miss out on that scoring chance. A missed boost steal there. That's going to allow the defense to stay alive a lot longer on the side of 72 PC. The attack is not done yet. Percy taking Lion Blaze off the field. That's a good idea. He's a beast of a player. But they just can't find that open slot to send the ball.
No, a lot of the rotations are just off. A lot of the times when the play develops, there should be a player moving north-south ready to take a shot like Percy does here. But after they try to recreate the offense, right? Like right now they're doing a really good job of controlling the midfield. But when that last shot needs to come in, when the opportunity presents itself, the player's either out of position, they're starting to rotate back because they're low on boost, whatever it may be. So I think the number one thing, they need to start controlling the boost as pass plays like this develop a shot opportunity, and it's going to pinch in on the board for finally. Affinity gets one.
1-1-1-1-0-1. They finally throw themselves on the board. A double commit from Demo and Lion Blaze. A beautiful 50 from Percy, just squeezes that one on the far post. And they do tie it up, keep themselves in the series. You at least want to be on the scoreboard, but having a tie series is good. And another goal, no, off the crossbar. No finish from Percy. Jacob just keeps that one out so they can stay at a tie game. Heading to that final minute of gameplay, I wonder if we're going to see overtime now. Let's see if this could be the turnaround in the series for Affinity.
Heroic efforts for Jacob to keep that one out and then having to follow up and making another save right after. But this is a much different approach we're seeing from Affinity. You can just tell the amount of pressure they're putting on. We have very rarely seen 72 PC in the second half of this game move the other way. As I speak too soon, pass over to Lion Blaze is going to play it up high. As it gets pinched down, should fall into the lap of Affinity. Let's see what they do with it.
Well, let's hope they pass to each other, but they're way too wide. Look how far Percy was. You like to see that on a lot of the rotations to get the ball, but if there's an orange player in between you, that pass ain't going to be connected. It's going to get intercepted. And you have to try again. Try to keep those defensive passes maybe a bit shorter to move the ball out and then spread out when you're on offense. See, though, this might not be overtime. Demo coming in, controls the pace, fakes it up, brings it low, and sends it home.
Well, this is what makes the good teams great, knowing the opportunity and having the know-how to just instinctually make a play. There's only 4 seconds left, and he decides to go for the fake. They've been playing high in a bunch of aerials, and this time he keeps it himself.
And with that, 0 seconds, it can still be scored on here. But of course, Demo's going to send that one straight down. And we head into game number 4. Match point is now here for 72 PC. But a much closer series by the end there. It was just the heroics of Demo that kept them in. Jacob, too, on goal line, just a defensive beast right now. The pace is still definitely in the favor of 72 PC, but Affinity looking like they're starting to wake up here, and they're going to have to because it's do or die. If they don't win this next one, it's done. This is single elimination, no second chances. You got this far. You want to try to get a bit further at least, but 72 PC still in control of the series.
Now, for those of you that may be just joining us who have been watching the close qualifiers, those were all best of 5s. This is a little bit different. We've got our own individual bracket for 3v3, 2s, and 1s. They're all separate. Single elimination and best of 7. So, again, it's good to see Affinity. They're starting to trend in the right direction, but is it too little late? Too little, too late. It's going to have to be a reverse sweep leaf, and it is a big uphill battle.
Yeah, I really couldn't. I'm trying to put it nicely, but yeah, an uphill battle it's almost a 90-degree battle at this point, or hill at this point. It's still in favor of 72 PC right now. I think the boys on Affinity can take a game off here. I just don't know if they can do a full reverse sweep. I'd like to see them bring it to that. We always like good close series, but right now 72 PC, they're in. When it comes to competitive Rocket League, 72 PC is the hot topic right now.
Yeah, they'll be in Season 10 of RLCS whenever that's going to go down. So looking forward to them, but we get an early taste here. Thank you to Johnny Boy and Civic for sponsoring, as well as Psyonix for approving it. So getting some more off-season Rocket League. Normally we'd have to wait for a couple months. So good play bringing it back down the other way after a demo comes out. I think that's going to be the big story here for 72 PC as Jacob hits almost a ridiculous angle and plays it across, but the aggression from Democat remains. Lion Blaze goes up over the top. Good touch from Jordan over to midfield. Should allow Percy to clear it out wide, but immediately put back in. And here's more of that boom ball we've been seeing all series long.
Still connecting with passes, though, on 72 PC, even on the offense. You see it, Lion Blaze was sitting far enough back just to allow his teammates to work together, try to get some passing plays going. And then when he needed to, he backed off, knowing the play was dead. So it's a pretty good setup from 72 PC right now. It's going to be very difficult for Affinity to get past that third man. Only a minute passed. A shot comes on by Affinity, but it's an easy save there for Lion Blaze as he quickly converts that down to the blue territory. Jacob off the ceiling. Demo almost gets there first, but Percy just beats him and does get that to the orange side. Now 72 PC going to be on defense, but look at that. Demo and Jacob already rotated back. Says Affinity, you're going to have to try harder than just sending it down to our end. We've got control. We've got speed. We can beat you to our net. And that bump almost putting Percy in a good spot to take a shot at net, but Demo can bring this to the side. Extended stay here from Affinity on the side of orange. I wonder if it's going to turn into a goal, though. Likely not, as that ball turns past midfield.
Well, that has been the difficulty. This is very similar to what we saw towards the tail end of the last game, where Affinity had a lot of the pressure, but then they gave up one mistake or one clear, and the boys go down and make a goal happen. So, again, a lot of sustained offense here from Affinity, but just have nothing to show for it.
Look at that. Yet again, a shot goes deep down to the orange end, but somebody already there. Line Blaze was a little bit too far up before on the other one. They stopped the first attack, but not the second. Jordan finally finds the hole, finally finds himself in the lead at 2.5 minutes left with a beautiful double tap off the crossbar.
Phenomenal play all around, just able to get that second touch pass. That defender only 12 boost on the backboard, not able to challenge it aggressive, so that sustained offense finally pays off. It was only a matter of time, as long as they could keep it there, and they do just that. So Affinity starting to wake up here as Percy going for a solo play. He's going to push it right on past and almost down, but a heroic save from Lion Blaze. Keeps it on net with a follow-up. Nobody there. Could have been a shot opportunity.
With no boost, that was exactly the opportunity that Affinity would have needed. They had someone chasing Lion Blaze down. He had no boost, but they couldn't maintain possession. They'll have to try again. That pass going a little bit wide. Magic Bear does get a piece of it, though, and that's going to bounce very nicely for them. Percy up for the shot. It goes high. Lion Blaze was there for the save anyways, but look at Jordan digging deep right now, trying to get something started. He got the first goal there, and now he's hungry. He's tasted blood, and he wants more with 1:46 left. They just need this one-goal lead. But of course, that cushion is nice as well. Percy, solo play, goes for Jacob. Misses the bump, and Jacob will get the save to the side.
Been actually keeping my eye on Lion Blaze quite a bit. Just wanted to see how he was going to translate it into threes, because I just don't get to see it as much as I'd like to. Especially knowing how strong he is at ones, and unfortunately for him, he's going to get bumped out of the way here by Percy.
Yeah, there it is. That's the bump play they've been going for a few times now. They finally get one. This time it's on Lion Blaze. I was watching him too, and he just got annihilated. There's no getting away from that one. And that physical play is exactly what Affinity needed to stay in this series. Chance now for Affinity to get another. You can see that Jacob's getting a little angry. He's getting some physical play of his own. Good patience from Jordan. He was the last one back. He had to play that smart. With a minute left, 72 PC looking to climb back. Now they want the sweep. They want this over with nice and quickly, but Affinity's not making it easy for them. And with the third goal in, Magic Bear just barely squeezes that one in the far post. Defense falling apart on 72 PC, and it looks like this game's gonna go to Affinity.
Jordan just lofts it up for Magic Bear, too. So many touches in front of that net. He just goes, here you go, take it. And despite it being almost too wide, he pinches it back in. So we're seeing what Affinity could do to change it back, see if they could get a little bit more aggression in their favor. And now it seems to be all Affinity. 72 PC's been having a hard time breaking out of their own half, but this one's gonna get stopped by Magic Bear. He's got a 1v1, the thing he wants the most, trying to go for a fake. He's just going to neutralize it with the kickoff. A challenge well done and well handled by Lion Blaze, but a shot across and in. They're back within two.
Not sure what happened there. That was great defense, though, to transition this out. You saw the patience from Lion Blaze as he got the pass up to his teammate. And there was just no one home to stop that ball as it went down the other end.
Yeah, very aggressive moving up, and that's kind of the thing that can be scary, is when a team like Affinity this game has been so aggressive and able to control offense. You saw the 1v1 beat, which opened it up downfield. Good pass into the middle. Unfortunately, nobody there for the shot. He does pass it back to Jordan, who ends up stopping for the 50, but only 5 seconds coming up. It's gonna be very difficult unless they score here, as Magic Bear puts another shot into Jordan. And just like that, Affinity gives us another game here.
They're looking for the reverse sweep because that's their only chance at moving on in this bracket right now. Single elimination. If they lose this next one, they're still at match point. They're still backs against the ropes here as 72PC sits with the advantage. They paced up first, but now it looks like Affinity's starting to feel their game, and that's going to be dangerous for 72PC. I mean, I talked about it before the series that I wouldn't be surprised if this was a very, very close series overall. It was just Affinity not being at the right speed at the beginning. They just weren't awake yet. But now that they are, we're looking for a close series. It can still end in the next game. But Affinity's starting to look a lot faster, individually at least on the field. And there were some passing plays as well. The physical play really changed the pace for them. And it just seems 72PC just couldn't get their heads back in the game on the defensive side after the physical play came out.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about Affinity right now is how evenly spread it is. I mean, everybody's involved with shots, goals, and assists, and saves. It's not one effort from one person. We saw a couple of that individual stuff come out from 72 PCs, specifically the solo play and the demos that were coming out from demo. But overall, it has been a true team effort from Affinity now that they're trending in the right direction. I would love to see them still sprinkle in some of that solo magic that we know people like Magic Bear, Jordan, and Percy all have in their capability. I think it's going to only make it even more difficult when they're playing that offense. If a solo player goes for a dribble or something, you know, whether it be a double touch, a flip reset, you know, things they're all truly capable of, it's going to open up a lot of opportunities.
Good attempt there from Lion Blaze on the early start, coming into game number 5. Match point still in favor of 72 PC. Affinity looking for the reverse sweep. Chat didn't seem to think it could happen, but now I wonder if their minds have changed. As Affinity moves on to offense, they have no control, so they'll just have to watch where this ends up. Save their boost for defense. Exactly what Magic Bear does. Sparingly spurts some out there just to make sure that Jacob can't get the ball in front of the net. A missed touch at midfield there, and Jordan is going to allow 72 PC to stay on offense, to stay in the blue side, but a straight shot at net forces Demo up. That'll be saved. Magic Bear, though, using that dominance to send it hard home down to the orange end. Still no goals, though, in the first minute.
Just kind of watching the challenges here from 72 PC now that the other team's playing much faster. And the thing I talked about in the very beginning is if the other team's playing fast and you don't want to compete with them, let them make their touches and then capitalize on the fact that they've expended a little bit extra boost. And they're doing just that. Notice the control and the pacing is a little bit slower from their half. But positioning-wise, they're in a much better place.
Jordan sends that one down towards the net off the crossbar. Follow-up, beautifully placed, but Lion Blaze manages to keep that one out. Jacob now with the dribble, gets a pop over towards the net. Percy, goal line save himself. Quick back and forth, both teams getting a scoring opportunity, but shut down by the opposing team's defense. Nice quick burst of action there. We'll see if 72 PC can keep it up. There's a shot potential towards net, a missed double tap. Lion Blaze will try again from mid, but loses control off that pop. But there's no one home. And Lion Blaze has free reign to do what he wants, so he decides to put it in the net.
Talking about it, man, they're more controlled and spreading the field significantly better. They're not feeling forced for every challenge. Because of that, they're providing a little bit more pressure, and then a double commit comes out. All they're waiting is for that one mistake. We see it there, and it immediately results in a goal. So, just over 2 minutes gone by, they get a goal for it. 72 PC back on top. Again, this is match point, so they get this one, and it is all over for Affinity as a shot top right, just barely off the mark. Percy doesn't even get the save, but he doesn't have to in this one.
Magic Bear there, 2 on defense. It's getting panicky on the side of Affinity. You just saw another double commit. You saw Magic Bear, assuming there'd be a touch towards the net, just slamming it away, losing possession right before that moment. So the defense is definitely feeling the pressure from 72 PC right now. There's lots of time left for them to bring this back. It's only a goal down. Keep your head in the games. The reverse sweep is going to be long and grueling. You got to make sure you stay focused.
Yeah, just watching Affinity, it seems like a lot of these touches are forced hits too. You know, the ball goes into the corner, there's nobody pressuring. let alone anybody able to rotate back in mid for a shot, and they just shove it there.
Yeah.
And just 72 PC is able to take that down the other way. So those are the solo plays, which is surprising because they are also capable of it. That they just don't hold it, play corner, and then buy some time for the teammates to get past or boost so they can rotate back in. But it definitely seems like the adjustments at 72 PC are in their favor.
We got rotation one by one. They just take turns in the blue corner. A nice little circle rotation as they steal boost on their way out too. Finally, Affinity is able to find a hole in that rotation, gets it down to the orange side. The question, though, is can they maintain enough pressure to get some offense? And the answer is going to be absolutely not. Instantly lost the pressure and it ends up back down on their own field. And with a minute remaining, 72 PC sitting at match point, sitting with a nice golden goal in their favor. If they can hold on to this, they'll finish this series off with a 4-1 win. They wanted the sweep, but Affinity fought back. We'll see if they can do it. They still have 40 seconds to.
Actually, a little bit worried about this one. Jacob had a really rough rotation, and they're going to get punished for it. Rotated back near side with the play, which forced all that boost on that side, which Line Blaze looks like he needs. Ends up causing an issue in front of the net, but again, winning those challenges in the midfield, something Affinity's been relatively well in the later half of this series. Ties it back up, 35 seconds left remaining Leaf. Do or die still, as they're going to get one right off the kickoff. Magic Bear's got an open net to work with.
They had just under a minute left to pull this one back. Affinity looking like they're going to be knocked out of the tournament. 2 goals within 10 seconds. They bring themselves back into the series. They're looking for the reverse sweep, and they are not done fighting yet. 30 seconds left. An answer may be coming back. We're back to tied game. Goal after goal. Kickoff after kickoff. Only 2 more seconds have passed, this time in favor of Lion Blaze. We might be looking at an overtime situation. Affinity definitely did not want that kickoff to go that way.
No, a forced cheat up and just gets punished for it. But again, someone in net and it still goes past. Not exactly sure what broke down there, but that could be their demise. 22 seconds left. Jacob here trying to go for something individual. Gets a pass too, so it plays into the corner. Gonna allow for that boost tonight to happen. You see Jordan, he's just being suffocated by players. He wants to go up the wall. Somebody's already there, wants to go around. Someone's there as well. So it's a relatively good job of playing this pass. We may see overtime unless something happens here.
Magic Pair tries to keep it up. Demo wants it up as well, misses the corner. And we hit overtime in game number 5. As Affinity looking for the reverse sweep. They almost had it. It was within grasp. And they lost it off a kickoff as Lion Blaze shut down that dream. Chance here. Percy past 1. Tries to fake the second. Lion Blaze shuts him out. Tries to move the ball down the other end of the field. He has control. Jacob getting frisky on the blue side. The Lion Blaze couldn't put that one on target. It goes high. A turnaround counterattack. Jordan slams that one towards the net. Stopped by Jacob at mid. Percy back on defense, but he's got the entire 72 PC winding down on them. And the Demo is going to buy a little bit of space here now for Affinity. 40 seconds into overtime. Lion Blaze looking to set something up. 2 players on 72 PC committed hard. This could be a turnaround chance, but Affinity looking a little timid on defense. Couldn't get that past one of those orange players. There it is. A fake in the net. Percy is going to get credit, but that fake is definitely helping and assisting by Magic Bear to bring themselves back in the series 4-2. The reverse sweep continues.
Absolutely crucial from Magic Bear there to bring this back in. Goes into OT, makes a clutch save and plays it out twice, and then challenges midfield to create that opportunity, but rather than rotating out, moves downfield, and whether that fake is intentional or not, you still have to respect that he's there, and they get a goal for it. So well done by Affinity. 2 in a row now, and every time they get a win, I think it creates that mental pressure from 72 PC, like, okay, we've still got an extra life. We still got an extra life. And they start chipping away at that. Start second guessing yourself and how comfortable you are.
And by 3-2, otherwise the series would be over. I can't count.
3-2. Yeah, I did math wrong on the.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But now
nobody knows, right?
Nobody's paying attention.
It's fine.
No one ever listens to what I say, anyways. Affinity now bringing this one back. 72 PC is going to have to start questioning if what they're doing is working. It almost did. They trailed in that entire game right up until that last minute where Affinity just lost control off the kickoffs. 72 PC was able to just quickly gain momentum. The question is, can they do that from the start here? Because they want to shut down this reverse sweep. They're going to want to grab the lead right away. Otherwise, you're going to allow Jordan, Magic Bear, and Percy to continue on that momentum, continue that pace, and they're going to start to overrun you. So this early game is going to be really important for 72 PC. Let's see if they figured out what they need to do.
Same situation, man. Match point here for 72 PC while Affinity is in do or die mode. But I guess presenting a question to you, what is the one thing you think that needs to happen for them, specifically on 72 PC, to put this away? Because it seems like they've been close so many times and they just can't hold on.
For 72 PC, I think that honestly, make sure you're not getting bullied essentially by Affinity. I think that's really what allowed them to gain that that pace in those last 2 games. There is the physical play, and they just weren't able to reset themselves on defense. If you are getting bullied, make sure you're resetting yourselves on defense. You're getting the small pads to make sure that you're not stuck there and you're not allowing that pressure to stay from Affinity. So if they can avoid the physical play, I think they still have the advantage in this series. But you know that Affinity's going to look for that to make sure that they can hold momentum favor.
Well, surprisingly enough, part of the reason why they were winning in that game 1 is because they were doing the physical play rather than on the receiving end. So maybe they need to implement it again themselves, because the rotations right now seem to be relatively clean from Affinity. Some sort of disruption may help out, as finding themselves again on defense, having a hard time breaking out.
That's exactly what I was just talking about. You look at just a little bit of physical play, and this defense is falling apart right now. There seems to be no order to 72 PC right now, and it's just Affinity player after Affinity player taking turns throwing the ball towards the net, and they're eventually going to break.
You can tell 72 PC is struggling on boost, but his solo efforts here from Lion Blaze might relieve some of it. So Jacob hopefully doesn't smash this one down, and that's been the difficulty. Does claim midfield boost, and luckily a touch here. It's going to play back in the corner. Should fall right into lap 72 PC, but unfortunately not in a position, as Magic Bears decides to slow it down and goes for the fake.
Yeah.
Regains possession, but this is an opportunity for 72 PC. They do find themselves on offense. And a big mistake here in the midfield. Leaves a wide open net for Demo.
Yeah, that ball went straight out center. Percy left the net. He was gone. Said, I see a bright, shiny boost. I'm going to go get it. Not realizing the ball went straight off the sidewall into the hands of Demo. And that's going to be that lead that 72 PC needed. It wasn't that early game, but at least they grabbed it around that midway mark. A second shot. And they're trying to extend this lead now. They finally turned it around. They used just that boom from Jacob you saw before upfield to regain themselves on defense, and now they're back in the game.
The craziest part about that goal was they had a double, like 2 people retreated at the exact same time. 72 PC had 2 players flip back to the left-hand side of the field, so it was a wide open space. You would have thought that they would have maintained possession and been able to bring it the other way, but the third man's able to get there in time, so different story here. Again, Affinity back on offense, pass to Percy, bar down and in. What a shot from the midfield.
And there's the answer. They needed this one. Again, that dominance is so good at getting the ball where it needs to go. It goes straight over to Percy. He finds the angle. Those cross-field passing plays are so difficult to save, especially when you're almost on a transition onto offense. Now you got to turn around and find out where that cherry picker is.
Yeah, it's just a good find by Magic Bear, able to play that through 2 defenders. But even better to check to the ball, being the one to get to that position and hit that angle behind him. Just a great play all around. They tie it back up here. Democat's moving back down the other side, ends up getting in front of it. Has support from Jacob, who's able to pass it down into the midfield, intercepted by Magic Bear. Good opportunity working in front of the net, but even better read by Affinity.
You see that quick transition from defense now. Affinity is looking for each other rather than banging the ball upfield. They're setting it a bit center, hoping that a teammate's going to be able to follow that up. That's exactly what they need now to make sure that they're not stuck on offense. They know 72 PC is starting to ramp it up. They need to make sure that those bangs downfield aren't just straight into the hands of 72 PC, that they can be in a position another player can get in there. Physical play, exactly what Affinity was looking for in the last 2 games, exactly what they just found now. They grab the lead with a minute left. As that defender just gets taken out of the play, Demo can do nothing but watch the ball roll in.
A play like that is so risky as well. The amount of time Magic Bear spends in their net just going for that last defender, but it pays off. Those are the kind of risks that are going to need to be taken in this tournament if you want to get the victory, unless Percy puts shots in like that.
That's how they want the kickoffs to go. We've seen a lot of kickoff goals in this series between these two teams. This one beautifully in favor of Affinity. That roll up right onto the nose of Percy, and with a very minimal boost off the kickoff there, no defender for 72 PC is going to stop that one. 2-goal lead, another kickoff, and it seems to be Affinity is starting to take control. They fixed a lot of mistakes on offense, mistakes on defense. Everything seems to be running in great order for them. They know that physical play sets them in a good pace, so they're sticking to it. 40 seconds left, 72 PC still at match point, trying to shut down this reverse sweep. With 2 goals behind, though, they might have to look to our final game, as Affinity would set themselves 3-3 in the series, bring us to a game 7. And with 15 seconds left, 72 PC is going to be all but out on this game. And we're going to go to a game 7, and I just got to say, Johnny Boy, great script writing. This is a great start to this bracket.
You know, you said you wanted to see it, and we are getting just that. So going the distance in this one, but overall, man, I am afraid for 72 PC. You are starting to see certain things from Affinity that makes them look comfortable and dangerous. They are starting to mix in a little bit more of those high-flying pass plays or the solo efforts. And when you have a player who's able to carry the ball through the air for that long, boost and I is going to continue, and aggression play is going to continue. So, quite honestly, 72 PC, I don't know what you've been changing, but you got to change it up again because it is not working.
Yeah, again, it was almost immediately after you asked me what they needed to do that they fell into that problem again. It's they're running out of boost on their defense. They're getting caught off from the physical play. Maybe they need to bring it back themselves, but they're getting caught so close together in really awkward spots without boost on defense after that physical play happened. And Affinity knows that, so they're not going to stop now. That's going to be their game plan coming into the next game here. That's not going to stop. So 72 PC has to deal with that. They have to make sure either A, they don't get caught in a situation where they have no boost on defense so that they aren't clumped together like that, or B, make sure that physical play is not happening and try it yourself on offense so you can stay on offense. But they're going to have to deal with it, and that's just the end of the story.
Yeah, the difficult thing with that is if they're playing super aggressive and boost heavy, which is the game you want to play, and you fall susceptible to playing that game as well, you would think that it's only going to benefit Affinity. But it works so well for 72 PC, and I'm just trying to figure out if it was because Affinity was starting off so slow. A lot of this is a pace game. The one thing I saw 72 PC in a positive light is they were playing a little bit slower. They weren't going for challenges they don't have to. The difficulty, though, is it makes them very susceptible for demos. So, I don't know. It feels like a double-edged sword at this point. They just got to be willing to take a risk because if they don't, they're going to find themselves on the losing end of this reverse sweep.
As well, I just mentioned there, we are in a reverse sweep situation. Those are very, very difficult to do as the team trying to pull it back. You know you're at match point. You know one goal can drop you out of the tournament, and you still have to fight back game after game after game. And Affinity has done that. Is a huge test mentally to stay focused throughout all of these games, because those 5 minutes feel like an eternity when you're down by a goal. And that happened in the last series. It wasn't until near the end that we saw Affinity pull into the lead and then really gain momentum. So when you're behind like that, you're down a goal, you know that goal means you lose. It's sometimes so overwhelming that you can just, you don't play the same way. So They've done a good job of shutting out that storyline. They're not looking at the scoreboard and saying, we're going to play our games. We know what we have to do. We got to get in there. We got to get physical. And then we're just going to take shots. We're going to poke at the net. We're going to poke at the net. And eventually it's going to go in. We're going to get a kickoff. We're going to score off that again. Because they've been doing a good job of those kickoff goals.
Yep, just to kind of keep everybody up to date, we did have the server go down. So server's being remade right now. We're just waiting for everybody to get in the lobby. Yeah, it looks like we have just that. So the game should be starting here in just a couple of seconds. Appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in, but on to our last game. Best of 7 reverse sweep capability for Affinity. 72 PC just trying to hold on for dear life.
Yeah, this looked in. I wonder if chat's starting to second guess their picks before, because it seemed to be heavily in favor of 72 PC, and I wouldn't have blamed them, honestly. But at this point, the onus is on 72 PC to make a change here. Based off what we've seen the last 2 games, the favor is on the side of Affinity. They're looking a lot better than they looked in the first couple games. Even the first 3 games. And the strategy that they're using right now is working against 72 PC, and I guarantee you they're going to keep using it. Best of 7. We're in game 7. We have 72 PC looking for that early attack. They want this over now. For them, in their minds, it should have been done so many games ago. This should have been a sweep. They should have been on in the bracket. But these pesky Affinity boys got in their way. Good passing play to center, shot net. Jacob stops that, but it's not over yet. Just wide to that left post, and Jacob gets a piece of it again. The post helping out on defense. An early lead almost went to Affinity.
Getting away with one there. Percy had the opportunity to put that away, but I like the unselfish play that it started with. You saw that pass going across rather than the direct shot on target. And that's what's starting to make Affinity more and more difficult to play against, is they're starting to realize that you don't always need to take the direct approach. They have so much capability as individuals, but the pass plays are what are so dangerous. This ball plays back down into 72 pin connectors half. Just floating around it. Ball pitched in the middle. It's going to fall down low, but a good touch over to the side. Right to Demo. Allows them to clear this downfield and alleviate some of that pressure. Jacob in the midfield trying to go for some control. He's got Magic Bear approaching, and it's going to pinch all the way wide, just right past Line Blaze. Should give an opportunity here to Affinity. Double touch opportunity and put away! Magic Bear from the top rope.
Magic Bear, you said it. Beautiful shot. Pass off the ceiling. Magic Bear with the double tap. A banger of a shot. Top cheese. There's no stopping that one. The lead to Affinity. With 3 minutes left. Magic Bear.
I mean, you can call Magic Bear.
The Magic Bear getting the first goal for Affinity in style too. It's not what you want to see. A 72 PC. That is also not what you want to see. Magic Bear on a rampage right now, as Jordan is the one to get that down. Percy yet again with the assist. Magic Bear up so quick. He saw that play transitioning so fast. Was he up onto offense? There was nothing that the 72 PC could do.
These are the things that I was worried about in game 2, 3, roughly 4, is you saw that there was so many opportunities for counterattack goals. It's just Affinity wasn't able to connect with them, but it seems now that they've found a pace that they're happy with. They're playing in groove with each other where, yes, they're playing fast, and the passes that are going in midfield are being met primarily by Magic Bear, who is normally the one who had to create those opportunities. So more and more involved. Percy's playing defense like he wants, but up now on offense. Forces a 50 out. Not a whole lot of boost being spent here by Jordan as he's able to go back and challenge again. Ball played midfield. Won by Jacob. Neutralizes it. Still opportunity here from Demo. Gonna take his time. Plays it slow. Ends up falling back. But Magic Bear winning one after another. Goes in front of the net. Nobody there for it. And plays it back out in midfield. So Affinity doing a relatively good job of holding down the fort as they move themselves back onto offense.
Yeah, but there's that physical play from Affinity. Well, 72 PCs on defense, that's not what they like to see, especially with Magic Bear feeling like this. Let's see if they can get themselves reassembled on defense. Jacob with the heads-up demo himself. He knows he just wants those blue players out of his end of the field. Says, get away from me, you pesky buggers. I want to get onto your side of the field, but they are only there briefly. And there's more physical play. Magic takes out Jacob. Jacob spawns in a good spot, though, to send that one back midfield. 1:19 left. We head into that final minute of gameplay. Beautiful, beautiful passing plays, but just stopped by Jacob on the goal line. And this is starting to look very, very dangerous for 72 PC. 2 goals behind. With Affinity playing like this, something drastic has to change in the next 60 seconds. 72 PC try to move it upfield, but it is going nowhere. Affinity.
You see the exact problem there, Lee. Magic Bear, rather than going for the challenge, recognizes he can't get to it first and just goes for their corner boost. And that's been the problem for 70 PC, is they just cannot control. Another stolen there from Jordan. So the boost they have is limited. They're not able to control the midfield. It's only a matter of time they let in another one if they can even break out of their own half.
30 seconds left now. Another shot there just on the goal line. Jacob has been a master of goal line saves, but that usually means you're being caught off guard and in a bad position, and they just can't get possession of this with 15 seconds left. They were at match point for so many games in a row, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to pull this one back. We praise Johnny Boy's script for the reverse sweep. 72 PC is hating it, though, and Affinity with a 2-goal lead, 0 seconds left. It's not happening, and they take this series a reverse sweep. They move on in the bracket, and 72 PC is going to have to rewatch that one over.
Unfortunate there for 72 PC, but kudos and all the credit goes to Affinity, making a massive adjustment there in the mid-game. And you saw it trending in that direction. It was very aggressive from 72 PC early on, but he starting to kind of go the other way in game, I would say 3. That 2-1 game, it got stolen from them, if I had to be honest. Democat with that solo play came up clutch to secure that victory at the last 4 seconds. But after that, man, Affinity's aggression just really started trending, and it only got better. Pass plays across, demo plays, denying a boost. 72 PC just couldn't get out of their own half.
No, that's it. That's it. That once the physical play, I think, and I don't know if this is what they noticed, but Affinity saw that anytime they got a little bit physical, it just kind of fell apart for 72 PC. So they went into overdrive on doing that, and it was just they couldn't fix it. They couldn't figure out what to do. Jacob was doing his best on the saves. He was doing his best to get physical as well, and he just couldn't do enough by himself. The whole team had to get involved in that, and Affinity turned that around. 72 PC had the pace at the beginning, but for Affinity going forward, man, this is, it's going to be new days that they play, but I mean, if they can start that from the beginning and not have to reverse sweep Lawler, I feel like Affinity again is a team that's looking like they can go pretty deep into this tournament, especially with the 2s and 1s situation.
Yeah, unfortunately not frozen here, but we're going to see 72 PC shaking in their boots. They're out of the tournament, and I mean, commendable. I've said numerous times about Affinity publicly, like, I think they just need more experience. They need to be exposed to that high-level play more and more, and 72 PC has a lot of veteran talent on it, so guys that have been around in the scene for a very long time that know how to play the game. So exciting to see them able to make those adjustments. The reverse sweep is not an easy thing to come back and do, so credit to them. I'm excited to watch them moving forward.
Well, we've been sitting here incredibly still for a while. I need to go stretch. I think Lawler does too. He needs to go flex his new fresh cut. So we're going to go to a break before we head into the 2v2. It's going to be Rogue versus Envy. You don't want to miss it. More Fusion Rocket League coming your way.